Yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, back with another episode of Show Us Your Cat. Hello, yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, back with some more Show Us Your Cat on this Sunday afternoon. I'm coming to you from Vasiliki on the Greek island of Lefkos. Very nice here, although a little crisp, it being the winter. Not much to report from this week. We had another absolutely brilliant question and answer session on Wednesday. These are of course going on every Wednesday, and if you have a question but you can't make it to the session, just email me the question and then I'll address it in the session. But that's not what we're about right now. What we're about is Show Us Your Cat. We're going to two absolutely spectacular places in the world to look at some absolute flying machines. So let's steam in, have a look and see what we're looking at in this week's Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Okay, so we're starting off this week by heading to Puerto Rico in the Caribbean, to San Juan, where we have Jose and his family, Javier, Claudia and Yanira. Puerto Rico is an island in the Caribbean and one of the most beautiful places in the world. Here the guys enjoy champagne conditions in the summer. They sail in the Atlantic Ocean, located in the north of the island. They cross the beaches of Condado, Ocean Park, Punta Las Marias, Isla Verde and the Carolina Beach. This summer, Jose, Javier and Claudia took some sailing classes on a Hobie wave at Carolina Beach with the Puerto Rican sailor Quique Figueroa, who's the Central American and Pan American champion in the Hobie 16. They enjoyed these lessons so much that they became interested in acquiring a Hobie 16 to continue. Quique gave them an introduction on how to ride and navigate the Hobie 16, and now they are loving their 16. They bought the 16. It's a 2002 boat. It had been stored outdoors on the Carolina Beach, and they decided to move it to the boat club in Punta Las Marias. They managed to mount the sails, lines and move the boat, but on the way, unfortunately, the trampoline and the rudders broke. But they did get there in the end. This is a small disaster, but a ripped trampoline is usually a sign of the boat being left in harsh UV without a cover for a long period of time. The rudders were repaired and the hull was polished. A friend and mentor, Louis Balzac, gave them another mast which was in much better condition. And now, after 4 months with practice, watching the videos and perseverance, they're now feeling very confident and are able to sail some very good distances and give it some good beans. I've just spotted in this picture that perhaps the jib cleats are actually the wrong way round, as they should be facing in towards the boat as you'd be playing the jib from the opposite side, so maybe worth a look at there. Now here we can see a very sturdy boat cover, a very good idea to look after that new trampoline. I think we've all been there under the boat doing the trampoline lacing. What a lot of fun to be had. And now here's a video of the whole team out there putting what they've learned into practice. So thanks very much for sending in those pictures of your great looking 16 and this truly spectacular place to go sailing. And I hope you have some more great sailing and perhaps even an entry to the speed stick coming up. Okay, next we're heading down under to Australia, to Exmouth in Western Australia, to Ningaloo Reef, where we have Pete. Pete has got this absolutely stunning Hobie 17. This Hobie 17 was a barn find in the hills of Perth. He paid 2,600 Australian dollars, and it had been sitting there for some years. This is actually Pete's second Hobie 17, because the first one, the hull and deck separated. We've actually had the same thing happen here. And when the hull and deck separate, the hull kind of folds in half. Not ideal. So let's get out on the water and take a look at this 17 in action. Firstly, standing out, just look at the colour of that water. This really does look like a sailing paradise with some absolutely fantastic scenery. With a crew, the 17 is still a really great boat. Here is Pete sailing with Brent. And then when there's no wind, no problem. Those diving boards are a really great feature. The wings on the 17 also doubling as paddling benches when there's no wind and they feel like they need to get somewhere. The 17 features small spring-loaded centreboards, which means you can just drive the boat up the beach like this. Now here's one for how do you get yours there. I'd say not getting stuck in the sand is the trick, although I did hear that the Australians are absolute masters of getting their stuck trucks out of deep sand. Pete's feeling is that the Hobie 17 is the most underrated cat. The state of Australia where Pete lives, WA, he says stands for windy as and blows its arse off nearly every day. So it's not underpowered here in Western Australia, and that's why the 17 has a fair following on that side of the country. He did throw out Hobie's original sail and made his own square top sail, trimmed the leech, made it super flat, sheets in, maxes out, and it's now absolutely perfect. And Pete would recommend this shape sail to anybody sailing a 17. Down in Exmouth Yacht Club, the juniors are getting involved as well and coming out for a sail. So Pete's doing a great job in sparking some enthusiasm with the next generation of catamaran sailor. Pete wants to encourage sailors to seek out these boats and get them back in the water so there can be more of this going on. Thanks very much, Pete, for sending us those pictures and video of your 17. Looks like you really have a great time with that down there. So thanks very much to Jose and to Pete for sharing with us their boats and where it is that they sail. 2 more venues, I think, on the list of places to visit to go sailing. Very nice indeed. If you'd like your boat to be featured in an upcoming episode of Show Us Your Cat, then all you need to do is send me some pictures or video of your boat with a bit of information about where it is that you sail, who you go sailing with, and if there's anything special you like to do with your boat. If you've caught a bigger fish than Keith, who was featured last week, then we would certainly like to know about it. If you have been featured before on Show Us Your Cat, but you've got some really good new footage or pictures, then I think we would definitely like to see that. Also ongoing, and you may have seen earlier this week, we had the Speed Stick final results video. Yes, that's right, the previous Speed Stick is now, let's say it's on pause, and we're going to have a specific 2021 Speed Stick, and then what we're going to do is take the results of the 2021 Speed Stick at the end of the year and put them onto the main leaderboard, which has been running throughout so far. So then in 2021, there is a chance of getting inside the top 10, especially now when we haven't actually had 10 entries come in. So if you are able to get out sailing, do take a GPS device with you and get involved. Just had a request in from Malcolm in Brighton. He is looking for a rudder blade for a Hobie 16 or 14, which are actually the same rudder blade. So if you're in the UK and you've got any rudder blades that you don't need, then stick it in the comments below. I'll put you guys in touch. You could do a deal. I didn't feel that this warranted a whole video of its own for one rudder blade. But if you are buying or selling any boat parts or a whole boat or anything, let me know and I'll put a video together to hopefully put any boat parts or boats in touch with people who might need them. Thanks once again to everybody who's been supporting the channel just by hitting the like button. That really helps, because the more people that hit the like button, that means more people will get to see this video, which is what we're into. We'll be back next week with more Show Us Your Cat, but before then we'll be back on Wednesday. When I say we, I mean I'll be back, but we sounds bigger, I think. Yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday with more Q&A. So like I said at the start, if you've got any questions for Q&A but you're not going to be able to make the session, then just email me the questions and I'll answer them first in the session. Okay, thanks very much, and we'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.